Okay, we're being recorded now. This is High Vibration, and I'm delighted to be here with you to raise the vibration because the higher the vibration, the more powerful the experience of life. Let's take a moment just to be in the silence, and then we'll begin. The body-mind of Michael prays that the wisdom of the ages, the perfection of life, the brilliance that sustains all life and has a magnificent plan for life and for everyone, that it shines through. I am delighted to be a vehicle for that sacred expression and to remind everyone that everyone has an incredible destiny of becoming perfect. It says in the scriptures, "Be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven." That seems like an impossible task for us as we appear as humans. Nevertheless, the divine perfection that is present has a plan, a wisdom, and a destiny for all of us. And what we have to do is listen to the silence, learn to surrender our human element, and build trust, build faith. Faith and trust in that perfection is the key. So that's the simple message. Everyone can live a life that's increasingly happy, increasingly peaceful, increasingly abundant. Every good thing wants to be expressed through everyone, but humanity has lived so much in the ego, in the human conditioning, that it has blocked off the divine awareness. So that message is short and simple, but extraordinarily powerful. I'm going to stop here and invite Nella, who's aboard with us, to share her wisdom about this subject. And welcome aboard, Nella.
Thank you. I don't know, what can I share? You just sound and you say everything I believe, everything I follow, and everything I practice every day. Without my faith and belief, I wouldn't be here. I don't know what else to say because you, Michael, just said it.
Well, thank you. It is simple. There's not much to say. The beautiful thing is to understand it and practice it. And it will make life increasingly better. So we actually now are providing a great service for life because life wants to express through us this energy, and this energy and understanding will go out to people, and who knows who it will touch, whose life it will change. So I feel very grateful to have all of us here serving in that wonderful way. And it's not an easy path. The human conditioning is very, very powerful, very strong. You really have to have a lot of courage and a lot of discipline to watch how your mind operates and to begin to surrender it to the perfection of love so more of that brilliance can come through. Tippy, I'd like to open up for a space for you to share. So please do so.
Thank you. First of all, I just wanted to say hello. You said everyone here. Am I seeing everyone on the screen?
Yes.
Is it like, Hi, hi, Nella.
Hi, Tippy.
How are
Nice
you
to
today?
meet you. Good,
And
thank you.
then there's you. Is there anybody else that I'm not seeing, or we're
No,
good?
it's just the three of us.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so when I thought this week about high vibrations, which I did think about, the only subject that came to mind, and it happened to be a subject that I've been thinking about in my personal life, was love, because love is the highest vibration, obviously, as you just said, and it's the only vibration that really can change everything. And so me being in a position right now where I'm ready to go out and find a partner, and the terminology is find love, which really doesn't make sense. So I thought about what love is, how we relate to it, and I found by talking to a lot of people this week that they think love is sex. They think love is physical attraction between two people, and I don't think it could be further than the truth. And so by going through that experience and by actually being open right now to receive, I found that also another thing that people have a misconception is there's different kind of love. There's a love for an animal, there's a love for a person, there's a love for a tree. And I found that there isn't different kind of love. There's only one love, and it's love. And there's not two ways about it. You can express it in different ways. You can even express it through sex, but it's not that that's love. So the key to what the bottom line was after a long search that I went through was that self-love is really the only way through to have love in your life. And so I started looking for what is self-love. And again, self-love is not masturbation, and that's what people always think. Self-love, love and sex somehow in our society has been mixed up together. And I think that's one of the big downfalls of relationships is when people think they feel sexual, they think they're in love. So with self-love, I found 3 different mentors that were focused in on one aspect of it, which was really amazing. So there's 4 or even 5 levels of love, which one is physical, which is love for our human body, our animal, which is not us. This is my animal. And if I'm going to love my animal on the physical just as much as I would love any other animal body, physical body, then I'm expressing love to the whole world. Because if you don't express love to your own human animal, then you can't express love to anyone else because it's not coming from you. So that's the physical level of love. And then I found that has to go with the intellectual level, which is our thinking. So if you're thinking, I hate myself, you're not exactly going to love your body, and you're not going to love anything about yourself. And then there is the emotional level, the feeling it, and then there is the spiritual level, which is the next level over. And I went through phases of, I found actually this amazing questionnaire that if you guys are interested, I'll give it to you, which asks you the questions to really find out if we are practicing self-love. Because a lot of times we think we are, and really when we think of ourselves, we focus in on our imperfection, like the missing tile syndrome. Have you heard of the missing tile syndrome?
No.
You have?
No. She has, I haven't.
In different version, I heard about it.
Which I love. I love the missing tile syndrome. The missing tile syndrome is if you lay down and you look on the ceiling, and there's a whole bunch of tiles there, but there's one missing. You spend your time lying there focusing on that one tile that's missing, and what are you going to do about it? And it bothers you. And that's what people usually, when they look, like a teenager will look on her face, she won't see anything but that pimple, and that pimple will look really big, or whatever other part of your body that you're focusing that is not in perfection in your understanding. That's what we focus on, instead of focusing on all those amazing biological miracles that we are made of, that this body that we're in charge of is made of. Just the fact that we can move and talk, and it's just like, if one tiny little vessel opens up or closes up, that's it. Life is over. And so the tiny little amazing miracles that are happening by themselves within our body all the time, we don't focus on that. that's not self-love. And self-love is not an egotistical thing where, oh, I'm great and everybody has to worship me either. So that balance of what love really is has been an amazing journey for me. And that's why I was so excited to come and share it, because when I started practicing it just last week, because I was going to think about what it is that I'll talk about, I have not gone on a diet. I have not eaten anything I want. I have not counted calories, and I do not get on the scale. And I lost 10 pounds, and I still have my eating disorder just perfectly in place the way it was. and being like focusing on loving your body, and then it automatically makes you think of your thoughts. So I look at my body, oh my God, I have dark circles under my eyes today. What am I going to do? And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not practicing self-love. So I changed that and I stopped blessing it. And it automatically evolves into the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. It's just an amazing journey. So if you guys want, there's two things. There's one meditation that actually turns your body into a love broadcast. You become kind of an antenna. It's about visualizing your body becoming into an antenna. And then the other one is a few questions to ask yourself, am I really practicing self-love? So which one would you prefer, or do you want both?
You could send that to me, and when we say...
I just passed this. I love myself. I'm happy and comfortable in my skin. I've been there too. But this is not what I'm working right now. Right now is more to give, to share the light, to share the knowledge, to awaken whomever I will come towards me. Even if I go to supermarket, even if I go to the bank, I tell myself, wherever I go, I bring light and love. And I create my space wherever I am, so people feel comfortable within this space. I practice lots of meditations, and I've been on my diets all my life, not anymore. And love is everywhere. Love is in every single cell of my body. And growing up, I was very self-conscious teenager, and I was looking in the mirror, and I was thinking nobody will love me. But I was wrong. And and love is, I agree, Tippy, with you. So love is, I think it's like a matrix. It's glue us all together.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And especially since I'm exactly the opposite. As a teenager, I thought I was really hot and that everybody would love me. And then I was shocked that everybody didn't want me. And so it put me in a bit.
People attracted to each other by the energy.
Yeah.
So sometimes people can be so nice, but there is nothing in common. So they're not, even you mentioned you're looking for a partner. Someone is here for you, who working his issues. And the reason you didn't meet him yet, because on a soul level, you made a disagreement to meet in certain time. He's working his issues, you're working your issues. The time is and space is already in your blueprint. Trust, don't worry, and focus on beautiful things will happen, not on what you don't have.
Well, we're all talking about the human, and the human is completely off base, because the human is conditioned by a limited mind. And it all has a purpose of leading you to the divine mind, which knows everything, which has a perfect plan, which knows exactly what to express through you, and it's always perfect. So the simplicity is surrender. The simplicity is allowance. The simplicity is everything is perfect just the way it is, because it's created by perfection. So there's no resistance, there's only allowance, there's only trust, and there's only love. Simple.
Agree.
Simple.
I was following for years Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle and Louise Hay. They were like my teachers, and they all talk. And I was thinking, if all of those people talking about this, it's got to be true, because I'm a skeptic. And I understand they're all talking about things which exist in their own different language. So that's what we thought. I think, Michael, you say about the same thing in your own language, and it's very understandable and allowing.
The only teacher
that makes sense.
We need is the divine master. That's the only one. Every other one is an expression of that, and we have the divine master within us, which is teaching us perfectly. I mean, it may lead us to different ones, but ultimately, that's the only one we need, because that's the only reality. So it's basically every moment you're choosing, do you want fear or do you want love? Do you want reality or unreality? Do you want resurrection or crucifixion? Well, after a while, it gets to be pretty simple. You keep on choosing what's real, what's truth, what's love, and life becomes easy. Life becomes simple. So,
but you know what I learned? I'm sorry.
So I'm going to keep it short relatively, because people have short attention spans, and I think we've given them sufficient information for the time. We could go on talking forever, but I'd like to thank both of you. And if you want to send me any of those things you wanted to share, Tippy, when I send this out, I can send it out to people so they'll have that information. So I thank each of you for coming aboard, doing the sacred service of raising the vibration, and let us continue on into higher and higher. And I understand that this is the lowest school, but it's so important, the choices you make here. We're on an eternal journey, and it really gets much more incredible as we leave this third dimensional plane. But it's very important to do it to the best of our ability here, so we rise higher and have more access to the beautiful journey that we're on. So, namaste. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much love.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.